Alright guys, today we are going to make a banana pudding. Alright, in a separate mixing bowl, I'm going to do a 1/2 cup sugar. Alright, I'm going to add in I'm going to do a 1/2 cup of flour. Then we're going to add in a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I did end up taking out like 2 tablespoons of flour. I took it out of the mix. Now we're going to do 3 egg yolks and put it into our mix. Alright, we're going to add in 2 cups of milk. All right, and then we're gonna add in about a teaspoon or so of vanilla. I'm going to take, I shook it a little bit, and then I'm going to blend this mix up just to get it all incorporated before I put it on the stove. Now in a pan, we are going to turn it on medium-low. I'm gonna add about a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of butter, and then add my mix in and start slowly cooking and stirring the entire time. It's going to take about 10 minutes. Now I'm going to add it to the pan while the pan is cold. I'm just going to go ahead and put in the 2 tablespoons of cut up butter into it and add my mix in. This is what it looks like. Look at how beautiful. Now this is going to be a little bit different. Now I have this frozen ripe banana. I always freeze them as I go through them. You could always use a regular ripe banana, but I have a frozen one, so I took that out, and I'm going to blend this up really good to a puree. It'll almost look like a sorbet because it's frozen. And I'm gonna add that into my pudding mix and mix it around. And again, keep mixing. And while we're doing this, because I'm going to make a whipped cream to layer in with this banana pudding, I just put some ice in this KitchenAid mixer just to kind of freeze it, because you always want that for whipped cream. And just when you thought you stirred enough, you haven't. Keep stirring. Keep going at a medium-low heat. All right, low heat. And you just want to keep stirring and heating until it thickens. All right, I can finally feel the heat slowly creeping up on the pudding. Keep stirring, keep stirring, keep stirring. Trust the process. Don't stop stirring. All right, so I'm slowing down the stir just a little bit. We are starting to thicken. It is looking great. It has to heat up all the way. That's when it thickens. So we are finally getting a little bit of steam going on. This has probably already been about 12 minutes at this point, but it is almost there. Just kind of slow the whisking, but do not stop whisking. Look at that. It is thickening up nicely. That is beautiful. Almost there. All right, we are finally reaching a beautiful thickness. So I went ahead and I just turned off the heat just now. And I'm just gonna keep whisking. All right, as it'll continue to thicken, I'm just gonna keep whisking. Do not let it get overheated. Just keep whisking. Oh my God, look at how beautiful that is. Now I have continued stirring for about a good 2 minutes while off the heat. Well, the heat's turned off, but now I have completely removed it from any heat source. And we're just gonna continue to stir for just another couple minutes. Older banana pudding. So when I go to make all this, I'm just gonna go ahead and put this in a pan or in a bowl and put it in the refrigerator for a little while. All right, so we're gonna make the whipped cream. First, I'm gonna make a stabilized whipped cream for a banana pudding, so that way it doesn't melt through and become nasty in your pudding mix. So I'm gonna use cheesecake pudding, it's what I had. You could use vanilla, you could use banana, whatever you like. But for this one, I'm gonna use cheesecake, I think it'll go well. And we're gonna start by 1 teaspoon of the gelatin powder. I might have put 2 teaspoons, or 1.5, somewhere around there. Any which way, it's fine. Now I've added in about a tablespoon of ice cold water, and we're gonna mix this up very well. Okay, it's gonna look like this, nice and thickening, and we're gonna heat it in the microwave for 10 seconds. This is called blooming, and now it is nice and thick, and this is what you're looking for. Oops. All right, so now I've had ice sitting in the bowl while I prepared the pudding and everything. So this stainless steel bowl is nice and cold. Now I'm just giving the ice a good quick swirl inside the bowl, make sure everything's nice and cold, and we're gonna go ahead and discard the ice. All right, I have added 2 cups of heavy whipping cream to my mixer. I'm gonna turn on my mixer and mix it on high for about 30 seconds to a minute. Okay, so it is just starting to kind of thicken up. I'm gonna add in a half a cup of powdered sugar. I'm going to add in about a teaspoon, maybe tablespoon of vanilla. I'm going to add in a fourth cup of Bailey's salted caramel cream. All right, and we're gonna give it a good mix and keep mixing. As it's mixing, we're gonna go ahead and add in this gelatin to the mix. Keep mixing, we are slowly starting to come together. We are getting closer, we are almost there. All right, I just gave the bowl a quick wipe down and it is looking great so far. We're gonna keep mixing just a little bit longer. All right, you guys see that goodness? That is what you're looking for. That is what you want. That is beautiful. Look at how smooth and creamy that is. That is delicious. So we're gonna just put this in a bowl and put it in the fridge along with our other banana mixture for right now. When I tell you adding that caramel Baileys to this hits the spot, it is absolutely scrumptious. Finger licking good. All right, so I'm gonna take 4 bananas and I'm gonna chop them up in nice little slivers. And just in case anyone needs it, you just take your banana, you peel it, and you're just gonna slice down like that. Nice, even, small little sections. About a fourth an inch, I would say, each one. And then you're gonna put them in this bowl and we're gonna put some lemon juice on them. All right, I rolled out my lemon before I cut it. I washed it, and now we're just gonna drizzle a little bit of lemon juice all down in here. And this is gonna just help preserve the banana yellow coloring so it doesn't get all brown. All right, and keep adding bananas. All right, so I've diced up all my bananas, and as I diced one, I would just kind of move it in there with nice, clean, washed hands until I've mixed it all up. I used a lemon for the 4 bananas. Just a side note, you could always use a little bit more or a little bit less banana than what I have here, but for this recipe, I'm doing 4 bananas. Personally, I do save my banana peels. I just put them in a plastic bag, put them in the freezer until I'm ready, and then I use them for fertilizer for my garden. All right, now I have this glass Pyrex bowl. And this is what I'm going to use to make and layer my banana pudding. All right, we're going to open up our bag of Nilla wafers, and then we're going to go ahead and layer the Nilla wafers on the bottom in a single layer like this. Now that I have this layer, I'm going to go ahead and take my banana pudding that I've made, and we're just going to drizzle it in a layer over the top of these cookies. All right, to this, now we're gonna add a layer of bananas. All right, that should look like that. Now we're gonna take our beautiful whipped cream and we're gonna spread it out in an even layer over the top. Now this should be like this, and I just took my little spatula and evened it out. Now we're gonna layer the vanilla wafers on top of this layer. It should look like this. Pour the remaining of my banana pudding over the top of this. All right, I just evened it out with my spatula, and that's how that should look. I'm gonna layer with the last remaining bananas over the top. And that's how that layer should look. And now we're gonna use the remaining of the whipped cream and layer it on top of this. All right, and then it should look like this. Now, I am not going to add the vanilla wafers to the top. I like a little bit of crunch, so I will do that as soon as I actually serve and plate it. Then I will use the remaining vanilla wafers to crumble over the top and make it all pretty. Now, you are supposed to refrigerate for a little while, but I couldn't resist, so I made myself a little bowl and I'm gonna give it a try. All right, let me see. A little bit of each layer. And again, this way you're supposed to refrigerate it, but we're gonna give it a try. But I tell you, that is absolutely scrumptious. That is fantastic. Give it a try. Yum.